Hello, everyone. On today's IRS tax refund update, we'll take a look at the latest developments, including the next round of tax refunds scheduled for release this week. Also, as the tax filing season has officially ended, the backlog of unprocessed tax return and delayed refunds is continuing to grow by the week to levels we've not seen since last year. So we'll check in on the latest numbers and some of the ongoing causes of those refund delays, including the increasing amount of fraudulent tax returns, delaying even those of you with legitimate tax returns. Now, starting off with the latest, as the next round of direct deposit tax refunds is scheduled for release on May 3rd, followed by the next round of paper tax refund checks, which the IRS will be mailing out on May 5th. Now, if you're part of the May 3rd refund batch, you should receive that deposit the day of. However, do allow up until May 8th to receive that in your bank account before initiating a payment trace. For those of you part of the May 5th paper check batch, you will need to wait 30 days before initiating a payment trace if you've not received that in the mail. Recapping where things currently stand with tax processing, as the IRS has processed 134 million tax returns out of the 137 million filed so far this year. So far, processing numbers are beginning to drop slightly as we've seen the backlog continue to grow. Overall, 98% of tax returns filed this year have been processed. However, refunds issued versus this point last year is down by 3%, with the total amount refunded down by 11%. Now, the backlog of unprocessed tax returns stands at nearly 4 million returns, and that number has been increasing by the week. Out of that 3.9 million number, nearly 2.5 million are tax returns filed this year that have still not been processed, with the rest still remaining from last year. If you filed a paper tax return and are still waiting, you're among the 1.2 million who've had theirs unprocessed, with the remaining 2.7 million being e-file returns and those requiring special processing. So a number of you out there are still waiting and have no updates as of this point. The only slightly good news we saw in the last month is the total number of unprocessed amended returns is now down to below 1 million, currently at 972,000. Now, at the beginning of April, that number was at over 1.1 million unprocessed amended returns. Now, these numbers consist of both amended returns filed this year as well as last year, with some of our viewers waiting over 1 year to see their amended returns processed and refunds finally issued as a result. As many of you out there continue to wait on their tax returns to be processed and refunds issued, come a variety of different reasons on what is behind the delays, starting off with audits. If you claim to one of several types of credits, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, there's a chance your return has been set aside for further examination and refund completely or partially frozen as a result. However, we're seeing slow progress being made on these audits in recent weeks. One reason why is the amount of fraudulent tax returns being filed. We've been seeing an increased amount of reports of those fraudulently claiming several credits, including the fuel tax credit. Some taxpayers are improperly claiming this credit with the opportunity of a bigger refund. Now, the IRS is increasing efforts to screen those claiming credits like this, and as a result, it's causing them to focus their work on these fraudulent claims rather than reviewing your legitimate tax returns, which in turn causes delays in receiving that tax refund. For those who engage, the IRS is likely to catch these fraudulent claims, and even if not caught right away, they can go back and audit the tax return in question years later. Engaging in this improper activity slows tax processing and audits down and impacts all of those who have filed legitimate tax returns and who are eagerly waiting that refund for money in which they are entitled to. Another refund delay cause even now is those who need to complete ID verification. We continue to get reports weekly from our viewers who've had their refunds on hold due to the need to complete ID verification. They were supposed to receive this letter, the 5071C notice, in the mail, which they never did, which really left them in the dark on why the delay was happening. Finally, after reaching the IRS or taxpayer advocate, they were made aware of this, completed the ID verification, and in some cases 2 to 3 weeks later received that refund. So please make sure to verify that ID. Now, if you've not been able to identify the cause of your refund delay and unable to reach the IRS by phone, it is advised you reach out to the Taxpayer Advocate Service, which is a separate department within the IRS. A number of our viewers have been able to seek assistance with the TAS and open a case in regards to their ongoing tax return and refund issue, and finally got that resolution. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax return and refund issue. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.